Sup, guys? These are going to be my quick picks and predictions for Dolidze versus Marvin Vettori 2. This is a rematch. It should be a lot of fun, this fight. We're just coming off of UFC 313. I picked Marshall to beat Myron Santos. I really thought he won. I was surprised. But it doesn't matter. I got it wrong. That's what the judges gave it to Myron Santos. Anyway, this card should be a banger. I do pretty good on my predictions with the Apex cards, and yeah, it should be a lot of fun. Okay, starting off the card is Josiane Nunes versus Priscilla Cachoeira. Priscilla Cachoeira can't do anything when she gets taken down. She does have good power, but Josiane Nunes is very durable. But this is Windham's bantamweight. She used to fight for featherweight. She will keep coming forward against Priscilla Cachoeira and win this one by decision. I find this fight pretty low level, and I'm not super confident in either of these, so take that with a grain of salt. I think Josiane Nunes should get this one done by decision. Okay, now it's AJ Cunningham versus Su Young Yu. Su Young Yu looked pretty good in his fight against Berjang Jalusili. I had to get up super early to watch that fight, so I was super tired, but fun fight. AJ Cunningham is coming off a loss to Ludovic Klein where he got absolutely pieced the fuck up. I don't know if he's UFC level. He's definitely a dog. He's decent power too, but I don't think he's that level. I'm going to go with Su Young Yu to get this one done by decision. The wrestling on Su Young Yu should be enough to get this done. He has great wrestling, but remember Rinya Nakamura, so we'll see. Next up is Joseus Musasi versus Carlos Vera. And if we remember last time, Carlos Vera looking like fucking Ryan Hall trying to get leg locks and stuff in his fight. That's all he did against Ray, what was it? Rinya Nakamura. Sorry, I had to look it up. And he lost. It was a little bit embarrassing. Joseus Musasi is coming off a win in the Contender Series, but he hasn't fought too many people yet. He is only 8-0, and yes, he was the underdog in his Contender Series fight, but he was a gamer. You saw it, he has a lot of power in his hands. Every time he spams those hooks, he hurts people. I think he should put away Carlos Vera, honestly. But I could see also Musasi just landing good shots the whole time while Carlos Vera is trying to lock up them legs or something. But if he catches him, yeah, I don't think this fight is going the distance. Yeah, I think Musasi's going to get it done by knockout. Now, Sam Hughes versus Stephanie Luciano. This is a little bit tricky. Stephanie looked really good against Talita and Alencar, even though before that in the Contender Series, it was a draw where she had only the third round, but she looked really good. But Talita could not really do anything in that third round. She got super gassed. Talita was winning the fight. But then when they came around again, Talita got pieced up by Stephanie Luciano. She is also pretty tall. Well, not compared to Talita Alencar, who's 5 foot or something. She looked a lot taller than her in that fight. Yeah, Sam Hughes, who's just a gamer. That's all it is. She's going to keep coming forward with the pressure, and I think this is a sneaky one. I think I'm going to go with Sam Hughes to get this one done by decision. I don't think Stephanie Luciano's fought this kind of level. I think Sam Hughes is very tricky. It could go either way, though, but I'll go with the slight lean Sam Hughes. Now here's a tricky fight. It's Unessi Dubin versus Carly Judas, where I'm not sure really where to go with this, because Carly Judas has that dog, not very technical, just keeps on swinging and coming forward. The power was more evident before her Dana White's Contender Series fight and UFC debut. Her fight against Kate was a banger for a women's fight. Like it went hard, and her fight against Gabriel Fernandez, it was pretty close, but like Gabriel just like slightly edged it out with like clinching and like taking her down and whatnot. Carly Judas has high volume, and she's fighting UFC Dubin, where she's just been smoking girls, but like girls with like no record. Shannon Clark was her first fight that was like actually had a record. Besides that, she fought 0-0 and 0 and 0 and 0. Nobody else. But she absolutely knocked the fuck out of Shannon Clark on the Contender Series. It was super impressive, the power that this woman has. And like, I think until I see like her like lose, get fucked up, like I'm gonna go with Unessi Dubin to get this one done by decision. I think like just that power is gonna be all the moments in this fight. Carly Judas is gonna have like the volume, but Unessi Dubin's gonna like land some nice shots that are maybe gonna hurt Judas. It's possible like she could also win by knockout again, but Carly Judas, like, she has that dog in her, and I think she'll keep like getting up and whatnot. Yeah. Now, Ryan Spann versus Waldo Cortez Acosta. This will be Spann's first fight at heavyweight. He's taking on a super durable guy in Waldo Cortez Acosta. Thing I've seen Waldo's whole career in the UFC. Like he's mostly a decisionator. He has one knockout, and that was against Lucas Bursky, which pretty chinny. And yeah, Jared Vandera was lighting up his legs, and it didn't take him down. Fought Chase Sherman a couple weeks after. Went on to lose to Marcos Rogerio de Lima. Lucas Bursky knocked him out, beat Andre Arlovsky, and it was a pretty fucking close fight. He was disrespectful to the Arlovsky a little bit, and then he kind of showed off his wrestling against Robelis de Spain. Ryan Spann is probably the most dangerous one that he's fought in the UFC, but also he's from a weight class below him. We'll see how Ryan Spann comes in. Ryan Spann's skill level is like super high. It's just a little bit of the decision making on him gets him caught or something. And like the chin is okay. He's taken some like big shots that would put a lot of people away. Against Bogdan, when he was fighting Nikita Krylov, like it was a great scramble. He has a good scrambling ability. Waldo, if he wants to kind of wrestle, it might be a bit dangerous because Spann has a great guillotine. He's won a lot of fights by guillotine. You know what? I'm going to go with, I think Ryan Spann is the better fighter. I think Waldo's a little bit boring, kind of decisionator type fighter. He's tough, that's for sure. He keeps coming forward, but I'm going to just ever so slightly lean Ryan Spann to maybe this is like the right weight class for him. And yeah, he's super tall as well. 6'5". Like he should fit right in. Let's see how he looks on the scale. Could be a pick change. We'll see if he just kind of beefed up or like muscled up. We'll see. Now, Andre Lima versus Daniel Barras. I've been like a known like Andre Lima hater. I have not been like too impressed, but he's still winning like quite decisively. Even though against Mitch Raposo, like very low volume in that fight, I thought. Felipe Dos Santos, he kind of just like big brothered him. You know, looked like didn't belong. He was just like hanging on the ground with him, a little bit of ground and pound here and there. Felipe Dos Santos couldn't really get anything off. And Igor Severino bit him. Yeah. Daniel Barras also is like super dangerous. Yeah, he's good KO power and good submission ability for this division. He beat Victor Altamirano, which I was a little bit surprised, but yeah. And Rafael Filio got triangle choked. I want to pick Barres because like I keep picking against Lima, but this time I'm gonna be on the Lima side. I think he's a pretty fucking big flyweight, and like he has good like technical ability in the stand up mainly. Daniel Barra is definitely dangerous. He might be the more powerful one. Daniel Barras. Daniel Barras is also like he's kind of old for this division at 36, and he's just making his UFC debut now. Might do something with the props for Barras, but I'm gonna lean Andre Lima by decision. Now, Kevin Vallejos versus Sung Woo Choi. Kevin Vallejos, look, he lost to Jean Silva. Come on, like Jean Silva's a beast. It's really funny. When I was watching the Contender Series, that episode, obviously I don't really know too many people on the Contender Series when they come in, but when I saw Jean Silva walk into the octagon just staring him down with that menacing fucking look, I was like, oh my God, this guy's winning the fight, and he just outdogged in that fight. And you can say it's pretty impressive. This guy went to decision with Jean Silva. Jean Silva's like putting people away, like heavy power. But yes, Kevin Vallejos was getting hurt for sure. But yeah, his only loss is Jean Silva. And after that, he comes back a few regional fights, won both of them by finish, and then he comes into the Contender Series again against Cam Teague, and yeah, he knocked him out, and I was very impressed. Look, he's going to knock out Sung Woo Choi. I don't understand. You know what was the craziest one was Sung Woo Choi against Steve Garcia. Like, he wasn't even that big of an underdog. I dumped on Steve Garcia that fight. I put a ton of money. Like, I thought the odds were a bit weird. I was like, yo, Steve Garcia is going to absolutely smoke him. And yeah, I was right. 1 minute, 36 seconds in the first round. Now he's fighting Kevin Vallejos. I'm not worried. I think Kevin Vallejos, like, for a debut, I think this is going to be okay. I think Kevin Vallejos is going to get this done. He's young as well, 23 years old. His skills are pretty high level for that age. Sung Woo Choi is not, like, as durable as he was before, but yeah, I'm going to go with Kevin Vallejos. I'll be kind of surprised if he doesn't win. Well, it is a debut, so it is always a bit tricky. Now it is Alessio Zaleski versus Chidi Njokuani. Look, Chidi was fucking terrifying at first. I remember watching him fight one of the guys from where I'm from, Marc-Andre Berriot. Knocked him out in 16 seconds. Dusko knocked him out. First fucking round. Gregory Rodriguez, he practically had him out. Surprised the docs didn't stop that fight. He had a hole in his fucking head, Gregory Rodriguez. Lost a split to Albert Duraev. McCall Alexeichik, he was hurting McCall, and then he got ground and pounded. Boring fight against Rice McKee. Okay fight against Jared Gooden, who, my God, like, I feel bad for whoever had the bet slips on Jared Gooden that fight. When it showed the locker room training, it didn't look too good. I'm pretty sure I might have picked Jared in that fight. But yeah, obviously I was dead wrong. Now we have the younger, slightly, Chidi, 36, taking on 38-year-old Zaleski. I'm going to slight lean Zaleski, but I think Chidi's kind of live in this. I will go with Zaleski to get this one by decision, but Chidi's going to have moments. It might be a little bit close, but yeah. Let's see. Zaleski is still pretty good. Now, this fight I'm very excited for. Marvin Vettori, I'm a pretty big fan. We haven't seen him fight in a while. Last time he fought, he took a little bit of a beating by Jared Cannonier, which he had Jared hurt at the first round, but then Jared started putting it on him. The rest of the round got an insane 10-8. Just the chin on Marvin Vettori, I believe, is the best in the UFC. Look, Holloway before, very good chin, but like Marvin's fighting some big boys at 185 and eating some fucking shots. Dolidze does have power. I would be so shocked. Like, if Dolidze knocked him out. But Dolidze has, like, good grappling ability that he tends to not, like, use too much. He did break Kevin Holland's rib when they're sprawling on the ground. Anthony Smith, he just standed up the whole fight. Nasruddin, there's a lot of fouls in that fight. That's kind of where I started not liking Nasruddin. And, yeah, Marvin Vettori, if you rewatch that fight, I remember watching it live, I thought maybe it could have gone to Dolidze. Very close fight. Again, I think we're going to see something a little bit similar, but I will slightly lean Vettori. I'm going to go with Vettori. Again, Dolidze's alive. I'll slightly lean Vettori by decision with, obviously Roman's going to have some, like, pretty good moments, maybe on the sprawl on the ground, but, like, Marvin can hang on the ground too. Anyway, this should be a good fight. I hope you enjoyed, like, this quick breakdown.